The morning sun barely crept over the rolling hills of Willow Creek, Tennessee, when I realized someone was trying to sell my home right out from under me. My name's Ethan Caldwell, and I'm parked in my beat-up pickup truck, sipping lukewarm coffee, watching strangers traipse through my family's farmhouse like they already own it. This place, a weathered two-story built by my granddad in 1990, isn't much to look at peeling paint, a sagging porch, but it's been my refuge since he passed 4 years ago. I inherited it, along with its creaky floors and memories of him teaching me to carve wooden figurines. Now, 3 families, led by a slick-talking realtor named Derek, are touring it, thinking it's up for grabs. The kicker? I never agreed to sell. Not a word, not a signature. Yet here they are, gawking at my granddad's legacy, while the local HOA waves fake papers claiming I'm relocating for some community uplift project. I'm fuming, my hands shaking as I grip the steering wheel, wondering how this is even legal. What would you do if someone tried to sell your home without your say? Where are you reading this from? Because what I'm about to do next might just shock you. Let me rewind to yesterday morning. I was on the porch, coffee in hand, scrolling through real estate listings on my phone, when I stumbled across my own farmhouse listed for $420,000 by the Willow Creek HOA's Neighborhood Renewal Initiative. The ad was polished, complete with photos snapped from the road someone had driven by without setting foot on my land. It claimed I'd signed off on a plan to move for the greater good of the community. News to me. I've never spoken to anyone about selling, never signed a thing. This farmhouse, built with my granddad's sweat and calloused hands, is where I run my woodworking side hustle, streaming to a couple thousand followers who love watching me restore old chairs or craft custom shelves. It's my sanctuary, my roots. So, I called the number on the listing. Derek, all charm and confidence, answered. Willow Realty, Derek speaking. I laid into him, explaining I'm Ethan, the owner, and my house isn't for sale. Long pause. Then he says, Mr. Caldwell, I've got all the HOA paperwork right here, signed by you and approved by the president, Ms. Lorraine Baxter. I nearly dropped my phone. Signed by me. This was no mix-up. Someone had gone to serious lengths to forge documents, set up tours, and lure families from hours away to buy a house that wasn't on the market. I spent the rest of yesterday gathering evidence screenshots of the listing, the fake HOA letterhead, and emails sent to buyers. I set up my phone to live stream, sensing things were about to get wild. By 9 a.m. today, I'm back in my truck, watching Derek lead the second family through my property. They're pointing at my windows, chatting about paint colors and renovations, oblivious that they're trespassing. My live stream's blowing up, viewers climbing, donations rolling in. I grab a chain from my toolbox, hop out, and head to the gate as Derek wraps up with the family. I lock the gate tight and hold up a cardboard sign in big, bold letters. Trespassers locked out. Owner never agreed to sell. The look on Derek's face when he spots me is pure gold shock, then panic. The family looks confused, asking why they drove 3 hours for a house that's not for sale. I feel for them. They're victims too. I explain calmly. Folks, I'm Ethan. This is my home. Someone's lying to you. That's when Lorraine Baxter, the HOA president, screeches up in a shiny SUV, clipboard in hand, acting like she owns the place. She demands I open the gate, claiming I agreed to her community enhancement plan. I hold up my sign and ask for proof. She waves her clipboard, spouting nonsense about property values, but produces nothing with my signature. The live stream's going nuts, comments flying, donations pinging. Someone sends $50 with a note. Take her down, Ethan. Another says their HOA pulled a similar stunt. I'm starting to see this isn't just about my farmhouse. Then I notice something odd. All 3 buyer cars have rental stickers from the same company. Who rents a car to house hunt hours away? My gut tells me this is bigger than Lorraine. That evening, I spot a figure in dark clothes on my security footage, burying something near my fence with professional surveying gear. I'm tempted to dig it up right then, but I wait for daylight to document it properly. The next morning, I unearth a small metal Devisea GPS beacon with a company logo. This isn't cheap hardware. It's the kind used for geological surveys. My heart races. What's under my land that's worth this much trouble? Things escalate fast. Lorraine posts a billboard at the neighborhood entrance, resident obstructing progress, with an arrow pointing to my house. I fight back with my own weaponized giant dry erase board by my gate, updated daily with facts. Farmhouse not for sale. Lorraine's authorization equals 0. I laminate my property deed and post it for all to see. Neighbors start rallying. Some bring chairs to watch a showdown unfold at an HOA meeting. Lorraine's PowerPoint about uncooperative residents falls apart when I hold up my board, debunking her claims live. A neighbor, Mrs. Clara Thompson, calls her out. "Where's Ethan's signature, Lorraine?" The room erupts, half cheering me on, half stunned. Lorraine's fake documents unravel different notary stamps, mismatched signatures, bylaws amended on a Sunday when no business could have happened. Officer Daniels, a no-nonsense cop, shows up, tearing into Lorraine's papers and warning her cousin, a bumbling lawyer named Carl, about felony charges for filing false documents. Carl bolts, leaving Lorraine stranded when her SUV won't start. The live stream hits 10,000 viewers, and I'm floored. Then the real bombshell drops. Mrs. Clara pulls me aside at a neighborhood barbecue, whispering that my granddad, Henry, knew something about this land when he bought it in 1990. He wasn't just a farmer. He'd worked in a military geological unit in Vietnam during the 60s, learning to spot mineral-rich land. He chose this property after years of research, knowing it sat on rare earth minerals worth millions. To protect it, he kept it secret, building the farmhouse as a decoy. Clara hands me a key to a safety deposit box Henry left for me, saying it holds everything I need to fight back. At the bank, I find surveys estimating $250 million in minerals, legal proof Henry owned the mineral rights, and a folder labeled Peak Pulse Countermeasures. It's a 40-year record of a mining giant, Peak Pulse Industries, trying to snatch this land through shell companies, bribes, and fraud. Photos show a young Lorraine taking cash from Peak Pulse execs. I go public, calling a press conference in Nashville, February 2026. The story explodes. News outlets call it a David versus Goliath tale. Peak Pulse stock tanks 40% in a day, federal probes launch. Lorraine's arrested fleeing to Mexico with a suitcase of cash, pleading guilty to fraud. Congressional hearings expose Peak Pulse decades-long scams, with my granddad's evidence photos of their VP, Marcus Tate, bribing officials sealing their fate. I testify, watching Marcus squirm as his lies crumble. Lorraine gets 5 years. Peak Pulse faces racketeering charges. I decide to keep the land, partnering with environmentalists for sustainable mineral extraction, funding scholarships and conservation through the Caldwell Foundation. The farmhouse becomes a museum for property rights activists, my trespassers locked out, sign displayed proudly. But mysteries linger. Granddad's notes mention Operation Ridge Wealth, a 60s military project mapping mineral deposits. My land was one of dozens targeted. Are other families in the dark, sitting on fortunes while corporations circle? Last week, as I sat on my porch, a drone hummed above, its red light blinking in the dusk. Someone's still watching. Who are they? What do they want? And what else did Granddad know that he never told me? Share your thoughts below. Have you faced a shady HOA or corporate land grab? What would you do with a secret like this? Like, subscribe, and let's keep this fight alive. Because if they're still watching, I'm not backing down.